Vice President, Mr. Speaker, members of the Senate and of the House of Representatives. Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval air forces and of the Empire of Japan. The United States was at peace with that nation, and at the solicitation of the Japanese, was still in conversation with its government and empire, looking towards and maintaining peace in the Pacific. Indeed, 1 hour after the air squadrons had commenced bombing the American island of Iowa, the Japanese ambassador to the United States and his colleagues delivered a message to our Secretary of State, a formal reply to a recent American message. And while this message stated that it seemed useless to continue existing diplomatic negotiations, it had no hint of a threat of violence or of armed attack. It will be recorded that the distance of Hawaii from Japan makes it obvious that the attack was deliberate, planned many days or even weeks ago. During the intervening time, the Japanese government has deliberately deceived the United States government by false statements of expressing hope for continued peace. The attack yesterday on the Hawaiian island has caused severe damage to the American military forces. I regret to tell you that many Americans have lost their lives. In addition, American ships have been reported torpedoed on the high seas between San Francisco and Honolulu. Yesterday, the Japanese government also launched an attack against Malaya. Last night, Japanese forces attacked Hong Kong. Last night, Japanese forces attacked Guam. Last night, Japanese forces attacked the Philippine Islands. Last night, Japanese forces attacked the Wake Island. And this morning, Japanese attacked the Midway Island. Japan has therefore undertaken a surprise offense, extending throughout the whole Pacific area. The facts of yesterday and today speak for themselves. The people of the United States have already formed their opinions and well understand the implications to the very life and safety of our nation. As Commander-in-Chief of the Army and the Navy, I have directed that all measures be taken for our defense, but always will our whole nation remember the character of this onslaught against us. No matter how long it takes us to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people in their righteous might will win through to absolute victory. I believe that I interpret the will of Congress and the will of the people when I assert that we will not only defend ourselves to the utmost, but we will make it certain that this form of treachery shall never again endanger us. Hostilities exist. There is no blinking at that fact. Our people, our territory, and our interests are in grave danger. With confidence in our armed forces, with the unbounding determination of our people, we will gain the inevitable triumph. So help us God. I ask that the Congress declare that since an unprovoked and dastardly attack by Japan on Sunday, December 7th, 1941, a state of war has existed between the United States and the Japanese Empire.